Hi, everyone, and welcome to Leaf Rants. The Toronto Maple Leafs win and take a 2-0 series lead over the Florida Panthers. They hold off, they come back, and they win it. And that is what I'm loving about the Toronto Maple Leafs. They find a way to win. Before I get into the game, Joseph Wall is starting. Matt Murray was backing up. Anthony Stolarz still out. Berube was asked if he would come back for the series, and he said, we'll see. Anything can happen or something like that. So now let's break down the game. The Leafs have a couple power play chances early on in the first, and they don't capitalize on them. And then right after Marchand comes out of the box, he draws a penalty, and the Panthers score on it immediately pretty much. So it's 1-0. That's not a great start. You had a much better start when you scored 33 seconds in last game. Maybe do more of that. Bobby McMahon hasn't had a very good series. He had a very good play in this. He steals the puck and rushes the net, and he looked hungry tonight. He looked good. He looked a lot better. So did Max Domi, but we'll get to him. And then Max Pacioretty, a guy who I wanted out of the lineup for David Kampf, scores and ties it up 1-1, and he has 6 points in his last 8 periods. And he hasn't played hockey in forever, but you know what? He knows how to play hockey. It was a great game from him, and that's about it for the first. And the second is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Brad Marchand beats Wall in close on the backhand, and it's 2-1. It's what you can expect from having a goalie that didn't play in 18 days, had to come in for the second half of a game due to injury, and this is his first full game of the playoffs this year. So you can expect him to be a little bit rusty. 18 days, 20 if you really want. 20 before playing a full game is a lot of days to miss, especially as a goalie. But it's 2-1 off of that play, but they respond. There was a bad turnover in the defensive zone by Simone Benoit. OEL bails him out, just leans over, taps his stick, knocks the puck away into the offensive zone to Pacioretty, who knocks it over to Willie, who scores on his in tight on his backhand, shooting it top right over the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky. What a goal. And it's tied 2-2. And the Leafs, Florida scored the first one, they came back, they got it. Florida scored the second or the third one, boom, Leafs came back and got it, and it's tied 2-2 again. But then they make a little switch up. They don't like to follow that rule too much. And they do end up scoring. But before that, Pontus Holmberg, who's honestly been really good these playoffs and hasn't been on the ice for a 5-on-5 goal, I don't believe, unless he was out there tonight or the other night. Unless that happened tonight, then I don't think it did. But he gets knocked down in the middle of the ice in the offensive zone, away from the puck, no call. And this was after a little bit of retaliation in the defensive zone, a little bit of just fighting going on, just shoves, pushing each other around. But no call on that. Then Holmberg proceeds to retaliate a bit, and he gets a penalty for it. Both plays in front of the refs. What a joke. And as soon as that happened, the refs just stopped calling things. Pontus Holmberg, excuse my language, Pontus Holmberg got bitched around out there for a while, and the refs did absolutely nothing about it. I don't know. Game got out of hand. Officials completely lost control of the game, basically halfway through it. That's 30 more minutes you had to play where the refs couldn't control you guys. You can't be having that. I understand you call less penalties because it's the Stanley Cup playoffs, but when you just stop calling penalties, the game gets crazy. And that's exactly what the Florida Panthers try to do to you. But doesn't matter because Max Domi scores and it's 3-2. Boom. Boom. The passion in him. He was on a 2-on-1. I forget who was with him. Steven Rants from Riley. And he taps this thing in. Oh. The passion. His dad in the building. I love this team, man. And that's it for the second. So let's go to the third. Ekblad with a pass in front, and they tied up 3-3 on a backdoor tap-in. Okay. Take a breather. I was talking to my friend. He's here for it. I said, it's okay. Take a breather. Put the Matthews line out. Go get a goal. So Berube, he puts the Matthews line out. And 17 seconds later, Mitch Marner from the boards just snipes the thing top corner over Bobrovsky's blocker and through traffic. He just cleanly beats Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky could see it. He just clearly beats him. Beautiful goal. And it's 4-3, just like that. Man, the Leafs have been good. And then the other way, a backdoor pass from Tkachuk, and Joseph Woll just gets a toe on it. What a save from the brick wall. And the Leafs are closing this thing out. They take a couple minutes. Florida pulls their goalie. They have a 6-on-5, but they don't get anything. The Leafs clogged up the middle of the ice, and they stuck to their game. That's what you need them to do. Also, just tonight, Sam Bennett was a -2, 0 goals, 0 assists. So, let's go. The Leafs, after winning this game, take a 2-0 series lead and guarantee they'll play more playoff games than they have since 2004, and this is officially the longest playoff run I've ever seen the Toronto Maple Leafs in. I'm happy to be here. And I'm here with the passion. The first time since 1963, the Leafs have held 2 leads in a row. 2 leads have held first time since 1963 where the Leafs held 2-0 series leads in 2 different playoff series during one postseason. It's been pretty bad for the last 50 years, in case you couldn't tell. But anyways, the Leafs threw 41 hits and blocked 26 shots in their win tonight. And Nye's ahead of the game said, I want to be able to be physically dominant out there. And that's exactly what you are, my king. Oh my God. Anyways, thoughts about this game. It was a fun game. I really liked it. First power play was too cute. Second one was a lot better and deserved praise. But yet again, not putting anything on the scoreboard. You need to capitalize on those. Very important. Woll was solid. He was really good. He was a little bit shaky at times. That Marchand one, Riley needs way better defensive positioning on that one, but he probably should have had that one. But overall, solid game. Had that a couple big stops, that really big one at the end of the game, and he held in there. The forecheck was ferocious. Nylander seems to be the best of the core 4. Austin Matthews, I think, is the best player overall. I think Marner's better than him, but Nylander seems to be the only one that really shows up every game, all game. The whistles were optional. A lot of stuff didn't get called both ways. And I'm not asking you to, on that Holmberg one, I'm not saying there should have been a penalty on the Holmberg one first, so calling the second one, it should be like, you should have just called the first one. I'm not trying to say like that. I'm trying to say, if you're not going to call the first one, don't call the second one. If you're not going to call what happened to Holmberg, don't call what he did. Just at least keep it fair that way, I guess. Or, I don't know. I guess you could do your job and call a penalty. But whatever. Whistles are optional. Max Domi has the passion. Super Max. Shoot from everywhere. Because you know what? It seems to be working for us. So why not? And Chris Tanev is a freaking warrior, man. I love him. I would die. I would personally jump in front of a bullet for Chris Tanev. I love that man. 10 more. 10 more wins. That's what we need. Crazy how we're still so far away, yet so close. But it's only a matter of time. Imagine what's going to happen when Austin Matthews starts running hot and just absolutely sniping the thing. When Bobby McMahon scores and he's good for 5 in the next 7, it's a matter of time. Just need to peak at the right time. And I hope that time is soon and we can just keep rolling. But I believe. I freaking believe, man. 2-0 series lead. Mitch Marner, a little M on his stick for his son. It was so sweet. Oh, man. Scott Laughton's been really good, too. I take back everything I said about Scott Laughton in the regular season. Scott Laughton is exactly what this team needed on a forechecking line. I love that line. Max Domi, he had a really good game. He obviously had a goal. He had a couple really good chances. I really liked it. I really liked everything about his game tonight. He made a couple errant passes, but he also had the 2-on-1 that he did not shoot on, and he definitely should have shot on. And I have no idea why he didn't shoot on it. But he didn't. But you know what? We're up by 2. So, whatever. 2-0. Oh, anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please click. If you really liked it, I'd love it for you to click subscribe. Thank you very much. And remember, the Toronto Maple Leafs are up 2-0 in a series in the second round against the Florida Panthers and will officially be playing in more games in the playoffs that they have since 2004.